Hi kids, my name is Bill, and I'm a farmer. You know, most people today don't have a chance to visit or live on a modern farm. I think it's important, though, to know where our food comes from and how it's grown and processed. We may have already met on a tour of a vegetable or dairy farm, but this time you can join me as we take a look at what it's like to live and work on a modern apple farm. You know, my favorite apples are grown in New York State, and my friends the Teeples have agreed to let us take a tour of their apple farm right here in Woken, New York. It takes a lot of hard work, education, and dedication to be an apple farmer, not to mention a little cooperation from the weather. So why don't you put on your work clothes and we'll go see how it's done.
Red, yellow, and green and golden. Yum, yum, apple fun. Apple trees for everyone. Sing, play, laugh, and say, have a very apple day.
Spring is not only a beautiful time on an apple farm with all the blossoms in full bloom, it's a busy time. One of the most important things taking place in the spring is pollination. Pollination is a big word to describe how tiny fruit begin to grow. A sticky yellow material called pollen needs to be taken from one type of flower or blossom to another. Apple farmers use hives of honeybees to pollinate their orchards. As the bees buzz from blossom to blossom, gathering nectar and pollen to make honey, some of the sticky yellow pollen is left behind. It is this mixing of pollen from different trees and blossoms that allows the pollination to occur and tiny apples to begin to grow. Honeybees usually do not bother people unless they're being disturbed. Still, when the beekeeper needs to check on a hive or move it, he wears a special protective suit. He also uses a smoker to help calm the bees.
Every week I go around and inspect the orchards for the farmers, and I'm looking for bad bugs and I'm looking for good bugs. The bad bug is tricked into thinking that this is a real apple. It's covered with sticky stuff, so the bad bug thinks it's going to have a nice little meal. Instead, it gets stuck in the sticky stuff.
Some good bugs actually eat the bad bugs, but if the bad bugs aren't controlled, they can really damage the apples. Sometimes it is necessary for the farmers to spray the trees to keep the bad bugs away. This applicator, which looks a bit like a moving car wash, has sides and a roof to keep the spray from blowing or drifting away from the trees being treated. Although you may only think of fresh apples in the fall, they're available throughout the year. That's because some apples are placed in special airtight refrigerated rooms immediately after harvest. Once these special rooms are full, the air temperature is lowered to about 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and the oxygen level is also lowered. By reducing the air temperature and the oxygen level, the apples are put to sleep, much like a bear sleeps or hibernates throughout the winter. There is still enough oxygen for the apples to stay fresh, but not enough for them to ripen any further. Apples can be kept in this type of storage for almost a year without any change in appearance or taste. Where apples are grown has a big effect on their taste. My favorite apples are grown in New York State, mainly near large bodies of water like Lake Ontario, Lake Champlain, or the Hudson River. When warm summer breezes blow across the cool waters, they act like air conditioners, cooling the land nearby. In the winter, the waters act like heaters, warming the winds and land. This gradual change of temperature helps produce the tastiest and juiciest apples. Boy, there's nothing like the taste of a fresh Macintosh.
Red, yellow, and green and golden. Yum, yum, apple fun. Apple trees for everyone. Sing, play, laugh, and say, have a very apple day.
Did you know that there are thousands of varieties of apples grown throughout the world? I think of apple varieties a bit like different color crayons. Just as one person may have one favorite color of crayon, they also prefer the taste of one variety of apple over another. Not all apples are eaten fresh. Some varieties are grown specifically to be made into other apple products, like juice, cider, or dried apple snacks. These apples are unloaded and washed and inspected before entering the plant. One of the most interesting things to watch in an apple factory is the peeling and coring machines. These older peeling machines can handle 80 apples a minute, but require an operator to load the apples in place. The newer automatic peelers need no operator and can peel and core 120 apples per minute. Can you imagine trying to peel and core 120 apples in a day, let alone a minute? After the apples have been peeled, they're checked by workers who trim off any areas that have been missed. These apples are going to be sliced and then dried with hot air before being packaged and sold as a tasty snack. Almost nothing is wasted in apple factories. The peels and cores are squeezed to make other apple products like vinegar. Even the leftovers from this process are fed to farm animals. Growing high-quality apples that look and taste great is a very tricky business. If you have an apple tree in your yard or know anyone who does, you realize that apples have many natural enemies or pests. To keep mice that live in tall grass from chewing the bark off young trees, the orchards are mowed regularly. Along the edges of orchards where mice and other rodents might be especially hard to get rid of, special screens are placed at the base of the apple trees. To discourage deer from eating the young trees, growers use fragrant hand soap. Small holes are drilled through the bars and a twist tie is pulled through so that it can be hung on the pole. Deer dislike the smell of the soap, and when it rains, drops of soapy water land on the leaves. Boy, if you've ever had soap in your mouth, you'll understand why the deer hate that. This factory packs apple pie filling. The apple slices are moved by a conveyor belt and measured into plastic cans. Next, a mixture of several ingredients, including water, sugar, and spices, are combined with the apple pieces. The cans are sealed and travel along a roller coaster-like conveyor before entering a huge tank-like oven. The cans of pie filling cook in the ovens for about 20 minutes. This factory can process about 250,000 cans of pie filling per day, enough to fill more than 3 tractor-trailer trucks. One of the busiest times of the year at an apple farm is harvest season, which takes place from late August through early November. Because apples are such sensitive fruit and can bruise easily, mechanical harvesting is not possible. Instead, all of the apples are carefully picked by hand and gently placed in sacks. When the sacks are full, they're delicately emptied into apple bins. When the bins are full, they're taken to the loading area where a forklift places them on a flatbed truck to be delivered. Before stored or fresh apples get to the supermarket, they first make a trip through a packing facility like this one. Instead of dumping the apples, a current of water is used to wash them and carefully float them out of the bin and onto a conveyor. The apples then pass through an inspection area, where any odd-shaped apples or leaves and sticks are removed. Special brushes then finish the cleaning process before the apples are automatically sorted by size, weight, and color. Sometimes a sticker is even placed on each apple so their variety can be easily identified at the supermarket checkout.
My job here is to sort and pack apples. I'm required to do 100 boxes a day. Sometimes I can do 120 to 125.
You know, it's long been a tradition in our family to visit one of the farm markets in New York State in the fall to go apple picking. We load up the whole family and make a day of it. Sometimes we even pack a picnic lunch. Some of our favorite farm markets have special activities in the fall for families to have fun, learn more about agriculture. There are often play areas and games, wagon rides out to the orchards, and even homemade baked goods. It's a great chance to get some fresh apples to take home and make your own family favorites. Ours is homemade applesauce. It's also a great way to spend an autumn afternoon outdoors enjoying your family. Hey guys, wait up! Here's a quarter, just put it in there. Twist that around, we're going to get some feed for the goats. That's right. Very good, here you go. Put it in the can over here. And then we'll pull it up. Go ahead, start pulling there. Watch right up top there, the goat's going to grab that food and have himself a little snack. Some farm markets even press and bottle their own apple cider. Boy, I love cider and donuts.
That temperature, you just get the apple, carefully dip it into the candy. It's very hot.
There's more over here. Oh, look at these two right there. Yum, yum, apple fun. Apple trees for everyone. Sing, play, laugh, and say, have a very apple day.
Hey, look, it says right here that these Macintosh are perfect for applesauce.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you have there? Ooh, Empires. These are terrific apples, too.
Good. Hey, guys, you know what? It's time to go.
I hope you've had fun learning about growing New York apples and their many uses. Maybe you can join me again as we explore other areas of agriculture and our modern food system. Hey, and don't forget, the next time you're hungry for a snack, reach for a great tasting apple, apple product, or apple drink. Remember to remind Mom and Dad that apples not only taste great, they're really healthy. They're totally fat-free, and they're packed with vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, which are important parts of a healthy diet. And remember, an apple a day helps keep the doctor away. Hey, come on, don't get into that apple pie yet. Hi kids, this is Farmer Bill. Did you know that there are other videos in the Vrrrooommm Farming for Kids series? First, let's take a look at what it's like to live on a modern vegetable farm in the original Vrrrooommm Farming for Kids. In the second video of the series, you can join me as we explore what it's like to work on a modern dairy farm. Put on your work boots and let's go see how it's done.
Dairy farm.
To learn more about our videos and accompanying teacher's guides, or to find out where to buy them, call us toll-free at 1-800-518-FARM. Believe me, you'll want to watch it till the cows come home. That number again is 1-800-518-FARM.